Hello, and welcome to Beverly's Kitchen. It is me. My name is Beverly Lucas, and I welcome you to For the Love of Cooking Fridays. What do we do on Fridays? I try to show you step by step how to make a delicious meal filled with flavors, layers, and layers of flavor that you can make right in your very own kitchen. What are we going to make today, Beverly? Well, before I tell you what I'm going to make, I have a special guest with me here on today. I have Miss Lisa Thompson.
Hello.
This is my good girlfriend, and we've been talking about doing this for over a year.
Forever.
Yeah, since I started. Yes. And Lisa was one of the finalists on the show Chopped on the Food Network station. So you know she got some skills. She's about to teach me a little bit of something. So I'm really excited about that. Lisa, what are we making today?
We are making lamb chops, roasted asparagus, and wild rice with raisins.
Doesn't that sound good?
That sounds delicious.
Okay, so let us introduce our ingredients.
Yes.
You want to go ahead and introduce our ingredients?
We have our lamb chops. And what we're going to do with our lamb chops is we're going to sear them on the grill. And then we're going to top them off with a raspberry sauce. And it's going to be delicious. Right, Bev?
Yes. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to soak our lamb chops in some water with a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Lisa says that it takes away the gaminess of the meat. I have never had lamb chops before, and let me tell you why. Because when I was little, I learned the story that Jesus was the Lamb of God. And once I found out that Jesus was the Lamb of God, I could just never eat lamb because I always thought that I was eating Jesus. So today's going to be the first day that I'm going to have this lamb. So we're going to keep this in here for about 5 minutes. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our wild rice started. So we have our wild rice, and it's Uncle Ben's. And if those of you who follow me, you know my mother only used Uncle Ben's rice. So we have Uncle Ben's wild rice. So we're going to put that on the stove, and then we're going to prepare our asparagus.
Yeah, I actually cooked some and I blanched it, but I think I left them in the hot water too long. So you only leave them in the hot water for how long? Just a minute?
Yeah, just about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you have to put them in ice.
Yeah, and I did that, but it got it. My water was hot.
And start eating asparagus till I was an adult. Like I never even knew that it existed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No,
I had no idea.
My Aunt Mamie made us eat all that stuff, and I never liked it because we used to have to say, "May I please be excused from the table?"
Yeah.
And she gave us asparagus for dinner one night, and I was like, "Oh, Mamie, I don't eat that." And she was like, "You gonna eat that food?" So I called myself Beverly, trying to swallow the whole thing, and choked.
I know you did.
And got up, just jumped up from the table so I could get it out of my throat. She was like, "Yeah. Don't you put your dirty hands on my wall." She wasn't concerned about me. She was concerned about her wall. Because I just jumped up. I didn't say, "May I please be excused," or nothing. I just jumped up out the table.
That's funny.
And so ever since then, I just like, nah, y'all keep that.
Yeah.
But I love it.
The days of "May I please be excused from the table," this generation just
they don't know. They don't even understand that. That's what we had to ask. May I please be excused from the table?
But that next generation Z, I love them. Tell you, I love them. But something got lost.
Yeah. We just, dropped the ball on them because we think, well, I don't want to put them through all the stuff I
went through. Yeah, we overcompensated.
Right, and the thing is that we are who we are today because our parents made us earn it.
Yeah, true.
We had to earn everything. We didn't want just giving stuff. And we learned how to work.
That is the truth.
We learn how to work. I hope I'm doing this right.
You are.
Okay.
My mom used to spend so much time cooking, which is why I know I have the love for cooking. But she didn't let me in the kitchen though.
She wouldn't? Wow.
She would say out.
Wow.
But I was always watching.
Well, my grandmother was a great cook. She was. My grandmother, she was a housekeeper. She did days work, and she cooked for a lot of, families in D.C. And but on Sundays we would have Sunday dinner, and she would fry that chicken, honey.
Ain't nothing like it.
Ain't nothing like it.
Ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it.
She would fry that chicken, and we would sit up because back then families lived together. So my cousins, my aunt Loretta, and my cousins, they all stayed with us for a while, and we would all be sitting around the table just waiting for her to put that food on the table. And so, but I always wanted to learn how to cook as a child. I did. I was like, I just wanted to be able to. I always said to myself, I want to be able to cook like old mothers did, who didn't need recipes or anything.
Right.
I just knew how much flavoring and just precisely how much without measuring.
Yeah.
I remember my son's dad, when we were dating, I wanted to cook him dinner. So I cooked the dinner, and I did well with the dinner. I made macaroni and cheese. I made stewed beef and rice. And I'm trying to remember what else. Well. It was an old electric oven, and the oven caught on fire because the stewed beef spilled over. And they had to call the fire department.
Oh my goodness.
And exactly just right when he showed up, everything was going crazy. So, and then I took, wait a minute, Beverly.
What a first impression.
I took the macaroni and cheese out of the oven, trying to, make sure it didn't burn it up. And I sat it on the counter. It was a Pyrex dish, and it was wet, and it cracked in half. It was a disaster dinner from hell.
Oh my goodness.
Girl, it was.
Did you make up for it?
I did. I cooked again. He said it tastes good. he said it tastes good. I said, but by then I was crushed, girl. I was crushed.
It's about being comfortable in the kitchen.
Getting comfortable and not feeling like I was a fish out of water.
Right.
So as the years have progressed, I'm more and more comfortable with just, freestyling in the kitchen. Yeah. But cooking is all about timing and patience.
Absolutely.
And also, like I said this when I was on Chop, the main ingredient, I believe, is love.
Absolutely.
And so if you don't, and I always say, people who are mean and evil, I do not want to eat their food.
No,
I do not want to eat their food. No, I don't. I was like, because you're too mean and I don't want your food.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to blanch the asparagus. And so I have just a little bit of water, maybe about a half a cup of water. And I'm going to put in 1 bouillon cube. Bouillon is my secret ingredient. I use it in everything.
Absolutely.
It's bouillon and it's a little bit of sugar. But I'm not using sugar for this. But those are my 2 secret ingredients. I'm going to turn this on medium. And in the meantime, I'm going to get some ice together. So when it's done, when you blanch the vegetables, you cook it until it just turns green. It's going to turn a bright green. And so then what we're going to do is we're going to put it in an ice bath. What the ice bath does is it stops the cooking process. So the asparagus stays in that state. No matter how much you cook it, it's going to stay bright green, and it preserves some of the nutrients in the asparagus.
And that's an important tip to know too, that you want with your vegetables, you want to keep as much as the natural ingredients and the natural nutrients as you possibly can. Some people like to cook them all the way down till they're mushy and things like that, and that's just not good. That's not good. A little crisp on your vegetables.
You want that little bite, just a little bite.
Is just enough.
The only time when I like it mushy is if I'm making asparagus soup.
Okay.
Because you need it to be that way. Yeah, so, but other than that, that's it.
Hi, everybody. Okay, our next step is we're going to prepare the wild rice. So what I'm about to do is I have 2.5 cups, 2 1/4 cup of water boiling. So I'm going to pour the contents of the packet in just like this to get it all stirred up and seasoned and everything. And then I'm just going to stir it. And then I'm going to add my wild rice. Put it all in. smells delicious, you all. Smells
Oh, it
really
does.
good.
You can just smell it.
You can smell all those flavors.
Lisa, tell me about your
Experience?
on chops.
Okay, certainly. Guys, it was a really, really rewarding experience. Of course, I was very nervous. I know some people probably don't think I was, but I was extremely nervous. And when it was time to cook and look at that clock, it was like, shine, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. I didn't have time to like second guess or think. And as you may have seen from the show, I did make it to the final dessert round, and I did have some faux pas that they did not show or air on the show, but the biggest one that everybody saw was at the last round, the dessert round, when my pie crust crumbled. And I had to really, really think fast and say, what can I do with what I have here? And immediately I said, I'm going to make a deconstructed cheesecake, because the cheesecake is something that I make very, very often. As a matter of fact, one of my nephews, my favorite nephews, loves it when his Aunt Lisa makes that cheesecake for him. So it was just a great experience. I kept pinching myself, trying to say, I kept saying, is this really you? Are you really here? Are you really doing this? And all of the judges and all of the staff were just so nice and just so accommodating for us. And as a matter of fact, the other ladies that were contestants as well, we actually still stay in contact. So it was not just, was it a competition, but it was an opportunity to meet some people that I had never met before. And I was the only person from the East Coast. All the other ladies were on the West Coast. And so it was just great. I know there were a couple times where I almost teared up because I was in disbelief. I was like, oh my God, I could really win this thing, Beverly.
Wow.
I could really win this thing. And so I had to really, really compose myself because I had another round to go. So I was like, get yourself together, girl. We got to do this.
Yes.
And so, but it was a most rewarding experience, and it's opening some wonderful doors for me, and I'm just appreciative for all the love, all the support, and all of you that watched and all of you that cheered and sent messages. I'm so appreciative, and this is not the last of me that you will see.
No. And this is my friend, y'all. She's my friend. Before Chop.
Right, exactly. Beverly is a ride or die from way back when. She was my writing
I forgot all about
the
that.
writing person at Trinity.
Oh my
yes,
goodness, I forgot all
she
about
was.
that,
She
Lisa.
worked in the Writing Research Center. Yes, and I went there many times for help and guidance. Yes.
So my followers don't know that about me. I don't think I've ever said in any of my YouTube videos what I do professionally.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I ever said that.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yes.
She was.
I
my
was.
My
Okay,
writing
so our water is coming to a boil for our asparagus. We have our rice simmering on low. Lisa, what else do we need to do?
Well, the asparagus.
You wanna season the?
I can season the lamb.
Okay,
Yes,
I'm going to blanch our asparagus. I'm putting it in the water, and this is about a pound of asparagus. A spoon.
I'm glad that I'm watching you do this because now I know. I think when I tried to do it, too much water.
Yeah, you only need just a little
Yeah.
bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, because if you cover it, then you're gonna make it soft.
If you cover it.
If you like cover
the water. Oh yeah,
asparagus
because then you're
with
just
water.
boiling
Yeah,
it.
you're boiling
And really,
it.
I'm really just trying to
Yes.
steam it.
Yes.
So I have my timer on for the rice.
Okay,
So
good.
I'm gonna give that the 53 seconds.
Okay.
And
Okay, so I'm going to prep our lamb chops to get ready to put them in the grill pan. And so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take some coarse sea salt. You can use kosher salt if you want. And I'm just going to sprinkle them lightly on both sides with some sea salt. I'm so used to using kosher salt. Yes. Sea salt. I'm gonna take some black peppercorn, cracked black peppercorns. Okay, what do I do? Okay, so we do it like this. Let me just go over them, dust them really good. What we're gonna do, we're gonna get our flavor from the fresh garlic and the rosemary that's gonna be added to the pan. It's a teeny bit of olive oil. And before I season them, I want you to know that I patted them dry so there's no moisture or wetness on them. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this oil and just lightly dust them. Just lightly. Just dust them. It's smelling good in this kitchen, y'all.
It's smelling so good.
So divine.
And we love what we are doing.
Yes, indeed. I'm in my element here. I don't feel like a stranger at all, even though it's Beverly's kitchen. I don't feel like a stranger at all. You know, because everybody won't open their kitchen up to you. Some people don't want you in their kitchen. But it's up to have, you know, somebody, a friend like Beverly she just wants people to know what cooking is all about and what she enjoys doing. And like Beverly, I also share a love for cooking as well. The main ingredient for any recipe, for any dish you'll ever make is love.
That's it.
Because if you don't love it, it's going to come out in your flavors. And so that's my mantra as well. I love to cook as well. And it's like, it's my element of creativity. It's like I get to see all the colors come into play and all the different ingredients, and so that kind of like excites me. I know some people get excited about different things, but I get excited about food and cooking it and preparing it and making sure that those that partake really, really enjoy what it is they're eating and what we have prepared. So this is made with a lot of love and flavor, and so it's gonna be good, y'all. Just hold on.
It's gonna be good.
Okay.
Okay, so we have cooked our asparagus for about 2 minutes in some boiling water. Or we blanched it, and then I put it in an ice bath to stop the cooking process. And what I've done now is I've coated it with a little bit of olive oil. And I'm just going to take a little bit of coarse salt. I'm going to run it like that. I'm also going to add a little garlic powder and onion powder. On top. You know we like layers and layers of flavor. Not a lot, because we don't want to mask the taste, the deliciousness of the asparagus. So I have my oven preheated at 400 degrees, and we're just going to pop that in for about 5 minutes or so.
So now that our rice is settling, we're going to add the raisins so that as they're settling and the water is evaporating out, our raisins will become plump. So I'm going to do it right now.
And how that's about a quarter
It's
cup?
about a quarter of a cup of raisins. And you can put as many in as you like. But this is going to be so good. And, you know, a lot of times people don't realize that fruit in dishes really bring out the flavor. And one would probably think, raisins? Who puts raisins in rice? You just be surprised at how this will bring out the flavor. The balance of the salt and the sugar from the raisins is going to be really, really delicious, Beverly.
Okay.
There you go. I'm going to stir this up. Put the top back on. And let this get nice and fluffy.
In the meantime, I'm adding pepper to our asparagus. We're going to pop that in the oven. This is like one of those 30-minute meals.
Yes, it is.
It really is
a 30-minute meal. It really is. It doesn't take a long time for this to, you know, especially if you're really, really hungry and you're hangry. 2 tablespoons of butter.
And a teaspoon of...
And about 2 teaspoons of that.
2 teaspoons.
Because we got to get 3 lamb chops.
Okay. This is raspberry jam.
Mm-hmm. That's good. And then you can take and add fresh raspberry after you get it melted down.
Melted? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're making the sauce.
Oh, and here is the wine, the Moscato. That's
Okay.
why you don't need. Just let it.
Let this.
No, let it melt down.
Okay.
Cause the sauce, I mean the wine, you're not gonna really be able to taste it because you'll burn it out.
Okay.
You should.
Okay, so our asparagus has been roasting for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna add some Parmesan cheese. And we're gonna stick this right back in the oven. Okay, our asparagus is done. I've sprinkled it with some Parmesan
Just add
cheese.
salt, right?
Yes. And I'm just gonna plate it here. And you can see it is still hot. This is gonna be so good.
Oh my God, yes indeed. I wanted to get a little tighter. Like it be fluffy.
Right. Okay, and I have some cheese left over.
I don't get it. Taste it.
Okay.
I think that took it up.
Okay. Let me finish this.
I don't know if you think you need
So
some more.
I'm going to just put a little
Because it's wild.
lemon
More.
zest over it. Give it a bit of freshness. Layers and layers of flavor.
When I went to Morocco, I started like cooking with fruit. I did a tangine. And tangine is what they do a lot. We had chicken, beef, lamb. Let me tell you something, Beverly. I never liked Mediterranean food. Just try it. They cook with all kind of they cook with nuts and dates and figs and all that. It was
delicious.
because they layer it, like you just said.
Yeah,
They
layers.
flavor.
Yeah, you don't
And
put everything in at one time.
No, I actually bought a tangine.
Mm-hmm.
Tangine is like the little triangle pot with the ceramic pot.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came home, I just went tangine crazy, girl. I started cooking. I was cooking everything. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try lamb. I'm gonna do beef. I did chicken. Oh yes, I did. And it's because you're using cumin, paprika, all those nice earthy spices. Yes. Okay, so now we are going to sear our lamb chops, and we have a hot pan already hot. And so I have the lamb chops. I'm gonna take the lamb chops, see them, and I'm gonna place them in the pan. Listen to that sear. Listen to that sizzle. I'm gonna put them in there. Just like that. And then once we have a sear on each side, I'm gonna add some butter, some garlic, and rosemary to infuse that flavor around them. It's smelling good. They smell good to me, Beverly. Okay, now we have already seared one side, and I'm turning them over. Look at that. That looks great. Oh my God, look at the sear on that lamb. Now, we want to also take the temperature of our lamb too, because it should be it's done at 145 degrees. So now I'm going to also add the rosemary, fresh rosemary. See what I'm doing? I'm adding the fresh rosemary, the garlic, just like this. The whole garlic, and then I'm going to add some more butter. I'm just going to turn it up a whole nother notch. And what I'm going to do, while that side is searing, I'm going to baste this side with the butter. Keep that flavor. I'm gonna put all that in there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm doing here is I'm knocking that flavor around, and I'm taking this butter and I'm basting this side. You smell that rosemary, Beverly?
I smell it.
And that garlic. It's doing what it needs to do, y'all. This is smelling some kind of good up in here. Oh my goodness. Now this is Beverly's first time doing lamb. So I hope that I don't disappoint her.
I'm always willing to try something new.
Yes.
And that's what cooking really is all about.
Yes,
You know,
trying something new.
you come out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And I think, we've been so accustomed to just eating chicken, fish, beef all the time. Lamb is one of those meats that is very good, very healthy. And, you see it's not a lot. See, the chops are not that big. This is what I love.
That's what we call layers and layers of flavor.
Layers and layers of flavor. And it's layering, you all. It's layering. So when this other side is done, we're going to check the temperature.
Okay, we are almost done. We are almost done. So let me show you the lamb chops. They look absolutely delicious. Look at that. And our rice is done. Our wild rice with raisins. Our asparagus with Parmesan cheese. That is also done. And now Lisa is going to put the topping, the raspberry topping, on the lamb chops.
Okay, so you all, this is the money shot right here. This is good. So all I'm going to do is just take and drizzle it between, each one, just like that.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
And you want some on top? Just a teeny bit? No, okay, so we'll do it just like that. And then to top that off, what we're gonna do is put some fresh raspberries on this plate. Look at that.
It's gourmet at its finest.
Look at that. Look at that, y'all. Look. Bam!
Bam! Look, that's no joke. Look how beautiful that is.
Beautiful. I know most people eat with their eyes, and so that's so appealing. All of it is very appealing to me.
So everything is done. And I have some butter here. I'm just going to pour over our asparagus.
My goodness.
Bam.
And this is just a 30-minute meal, guys.
30 minutes.
It doesn't take a lifetime. It doesn't take hours. This is a 30-minute meal.
Yeah, as long as you prepare it, you prepare
Exactly.
anything, you can prepare it in
Exactly.
the morning before you leave for work. And when you come home, you can just put it together and people will think that you have been slaving. I shouldn't use that word. That you have been in the kitchen for hours because we don't slave.
No,
we don't slave. We don't slave.
No, I ain't no slave now.
So we're going to put together one plate. Everything is complete. I usually say, ta-da!
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 Ta-da! There it is.
How
Look at
beautiful is that? I mean, really. Lamb chops, raspberry sauce, Parmesan asparagus, wild rice with raisins. We have gone gourmet. So now is the real test.
that. Yes.
So let me. Ooh,
This is her first time, guys.
it's my first time.
So let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's see what she likes it. If she likes it. Oh, that's good.
That's good like that.
It's good for you. Uh-huh. It's your first time eating it. Yeah. See? See?
That
See?
is so good.
See? I told you.
That's an interesting taste. That is delicious.
See?
You can taste the garlic, you can taste the rosemary, but lamb has a different taste to it.
Yeah, it has like a, not sharp, but it's not veal.
It tastes like lamb.
It has its own distinct taste. Yes, it does.
So, thank you for joining us on today. It's been great having you here in the kitchen with me. Again, my name is Beverly Lucas, and my guest today is Lisa Thompson, the chop contestant that has taught me how to make some lamb chops with rosemary and butter and raspberry sauce, because she's just all fancy. And I appreciate that about her. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. You know, if you want, leave a comment. If you have questions, just put it in the comments. But most of all, if you have not, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And all that you do, one thing I always want to leave with you is to do what it is that you love to do. Today with my friend and I, we were in the kitchen doing what it is that we love to do. And from the taste of this meal, you know that it's been made with love. So I'll meet you in the kitchen on next Friday. Don't be late. I'll be waiting for you.
Bye-bye.